In fact, if you compare what is happening on the other side, on the northern border with China, a similar story is emerging out there. We are again apologetic. There are many people here who are trying to say that China is, there are a lot of areas which are disputed. And so these are the people who are within India, the same people that you mentioned earlier,
yes,
who are quite happy about offering apologies on behalf of all our adversaries. No, this is a trade that is something serious that is developing out there. And any amount of debates that we have out here, like General Shankar brought out, unfortunately goes on this debate, and it's forgotten within 7 to 10 days. So there is no national consensus.
No, but Commodore Vasan, the problem is
strategy. Yes.
No, Commodore Vasan, this group of people, which is increasing. Let's come into you, Jal Prasad. This group of people, which is small, which is irrelevant,
I want to talk about this
which
group
is
of people
small and irrelevant, also says anybody else speaking a more sensible line is a hawk. I mean, if you ask, why is India giving an unconditional visa to Javed Miandad, a man known for his family ties with Dawood Ibrahim, you become a hawk. I think they've got their logic wrong. And it's time they are challenged. Aren't they? Isn't it time these people are challenged? That's the point. General Prasad wanted to come back. Yes, General Prasad.
No, this very business of...
we need to respond to this.
This very business of saying that...
Arnab, this is a group of people. Arnab, this is a group of people who held ministerial posts in the government of India under the present political party in power. These are the people who talk about being in Doon School and St. Stephen's College and continuously keep saying, no, you guys don't understand what's going on. We have to keep dialogue. We have to resolve matters with Pakistan in a different manner. And you guys are all hawks. I don't really understand, and this is a question I really want to ask you today. Can you please tell me, I've been wanting an answer to this for a long time, what is it in for these people? What are they getting out of this? Do they not understand the sentiments of the people of this country? No, you have no idea, but I really want to know. Do they understand the sentiments of the people of this country? Every time an incident like this occurs, Arnab, we all go berserk. We all get so angry. We all say certain things which are politically perhaps not correct also. But the point is this, how long is the people of Pakistan going to accept and tolerate this?
No, you see, now a straight question is being put. General Mehta wants to come in. Yes, General Mehta.
Yeah, there is an agenda in this country at the very top, and that agenda is a visit to Pakistan for some kind of a Nobel Prize. Under these circumstances, I think that's a vision that is unlikely to be fulfilled, certainly for the current leadership.
No, but that's okay.
One element of...
That's political you are talking about.
I'm
talking about the non-politicians, sir. I'm talking about those who are not politicians. Why do they constantly take positions and, they vilify our country, they go to international forums, they speak against our country, they abuse their own country? How long will this carry on? Why do these people behave in such a manner?
I think, Arnab, that's a very small number, and those people have been exposed. Those people who have said the kind of things that you have said about attending these conferences, enjoying the hospitality of the ISI and indulging in that agenda is a very, very small number of people. I think the majority of these people are saner minds, and they are not indulging in anti-national activities, I can assure you that. And on the other hand, they defend India's national interest at international forums as well as bilateral forums. I have absolutely no doubt about this, that the large majority does that. Well, and we are trying to single out a few people who are in government and a few people who are not in government.
No, I'm speaking of people outside government who don't understand what is realism and what is being a hawk. This question goes finally to Seshadri Chari. I would like to ask Seshadri Chari. You see, what happens is, Seshadri Chari, in January 2013, after the beheading of the Indian soldiers, the Prime Minister says after this dastardly act, there can't be business as usual. In February, There was a Hyderabad blast. After that, Prime Minister says guilty will not go unpunished. Despite that, we go and extend the red carpet and the lavish lunch to the Prime Minister of Pakistan in March. My point is, have we taken courtesies too far? It's good to be courteous, but have we taken courtesies too far?
Politically, when you are dealing with a country like Pakistan or China for that matter, at the government level, it is all right if you are extending certain courtesies, and you are also taking a step backward. General Mehta and General Prasad will bear me out. In army, they say a good general knows when to retreat. You retreat 2 steps. But what is more important is a good administrator would also realize the importance of certain leverages that he has. You can have a set of people who are lighting candles at Wagah, who keep on saying that we should have talks with Pakistan, who do all these things. But remember, these things should be part of your diplomatic engagement with these countries.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if there is an invitation from China for political parties to attend one of their conferences, you tell the political parties to go, but you don't allow your own party people to attend the conference. You impress upon other political parties not to send their representatives. And these are all mechanisms that are available to this country. Even in the case of Sarabjit, let me tell you,
Yes.
notwithstanding the fact that you wanted to light candles and then you wanted to say that these things keep on happening between Pakistan and India, you send your spies there, they send their spies this, all these things can go on in the public domain. I don't even mind that. But when it came to releasing Dr. Chishti, what prevented this government from making it a quid pro quo? You could have told Pakistan that we will release Chishti,
Point
provided you release Sarabjit Singh. And it should have been an exchange on the border, Wagah border. We take Chishti here and you bring Mr. Sarabjit Singh, we exchange.
The point is
Finished.
taken. That's
Why
being
couldn't
realistic.
we have done this?
That's being realistic. I give a last word. I'm running out of
This
time.
is
but
politics. This is diplomacy.
Okay, General Prasad, last word, please, very briefly. I think the
Arnav,
question
I
is
just
in
want
the
to ask
public
you one
domain
question
today. Yes,
before you
sir.
close the program.
Yes, sir.
Every day you ask questions. Today I want to ask you a question. Is India a weak country? Are we a weak military? Are we a weak economy? Are we a weak political system? What are we weak about? Why are we showing this weakness? Or can't we harness all of these
Weak
potentials of a
leadership.
country and
Sir,
have
weak
a response
leadership.
which is timeline? If this doesn't happen, this would be no, and it's a thinking. It's the weak mind. I do not understand why this weak mind is continuing. We are a powerful nation. Why can't we exercise diplomatic options in a more aggressive manner? Why can't we exercise economic options in a more aggressive manner? Why can't we exercise military options in a more aggressive manner? Arnav, we need answers to this. Whether you answer on your channel or somebody else answers, the nation today really wants to know.
We have not created the options. If only we had created options. You see, you talk, and when you talk, you have a big stick. So we talk, but there is no stick because we have not created those options.
Well, I think...
So Pakistan will take you for granted.
I think, gentlemen, you are men of far greater experience than me. So I choose not to answer that question, but to benefit from your wisdom. But one thing I learned from this conversation tonight on the News Hour is only simply this, as a man of far lesser experience than all those on the panel, that perhaps the option to be firm, to be simply firm, is always there with every country and every government. Gentlemen, thank you very much for that chat on the News Hour tonight.